It's such a joy to be here because the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has moved into my heart as a foundational document, a cornerstone of a way of seeing the world that influences me in ways I never expected.
We say never again. Can anybody guess how many genocides have happened in the world since the Holocaust? So there have actually been categorized 46 genocides since the Holocaust.
How many? 40?
Right?
How many you say?
46. But since 1996, about 5.4 million people have been killed by violence. It's about 45,000 people continue to die every month. So 1,200 people a day continue to die in conflict. And to put that in a little bit of perspective, 5.4 million people are the population of all of these cities combined. Okay, so let's pose that question. How would a walked-in genocide, how would 2,000, 3,000 people walking in a circle around Los Angeles help to end it? Okay. So to spread awareness, are you guys aware of the organization Invisible Children? So their goal is to raise awareness. We do a lot of things with the Congolese community here in Los Angeles. We work very closely with the Enough Project, which is based out of Washington, D.C., which also does genocide and human rights issues. Thank you very much for letting me.
First of all, how many people are familiar with what transgender is? Oh, okay, a lot more people than I thought. Well, I'm transgender. I was born female. People are like, oh, you're born a woman. I'm like, no, I was born a baby, but I was raised the majority of my life as a female. I was in a lot of female, based organizations. I was in a girl group with my bar mitzvah class. I had a bar mitzvah, which was like, in religion, one of the most defining moments of becoming, into one's personality. But my whole life I was just really depressed from a very young age. I remember I was 4 years old and I went up to my mom and I told her, I said, hey mom, there's a little boy living inside of me. And she was like, okay, well that's interesting. I'll take that back and I'll digest that for a while. Going to the bathroom was very difficult because at that point in my life I was still not comfortable using the male's room because I wasn't really sure, but then I had short hair and kind of looked like a boy, so going to the bathroom was difficult because I'd go into the girls, but people would call me names and chase me out. But trans rights are not really talked about. It's still really foreign. I mean, the only time you ever hear a trans story is if it's like someone was murdered. Or right now, there's a story about this little girl who's trying to get the acceptance to use the bathrooms at school, but she's only sensationalized because she's 6, right? So you never hear anything about just normal people living their lives and trying to get normal rights. Okay, thank you.
Our lives are awesome in America. We have all the food we can eat and more freedom than we can use. The founding fathers of our country set up this experimental republic where every person would be granted equal rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was one of, if not the most beautiful creations of human history. The creation of a society where every person has the freedom to do what they were born to do. But that wasn't brought to reality. We started at ground zero. America was built off a holocaust of cruelty and misery. The vision of liberty was basically allotted to those who set it up and 10 other guys. The rest were exploited and oppressed for lifetimes for the profit of the few. The full, unquestioned equality of LGBT citizens needs to be legally protected with a federal law and a constitutional amendment. And what happens after we legalize gay marriage? The equality of gay people is no longer an issue up for political debate. Today, you turn on NBC and find the screen split between pro-gay rights and anti-gay rights. But they would never split the screen between racial segregation and equality. It's because it's not a debate. Our laws reflect racial equality, and our culture jumped forward and quickly agreed. That brand of hate is barbaric and ignorant, and not a respected idea in civilized society or political discourse. But before the Civil Rights Acts of the 60s passed, being a proud racist segregationist just indicated the side of the aisle you sat on or the color of your campaign pin. Gay marriage will make our society closer to a place where no gay person or any person is demonized, abused, and forsaken because of the way they were born. It creates a country that accepts that all people are created equal and are endowed with the same inalienable rights. But how do we pass this law? It's not as hard as you think. Even if Congress isn't, the American public is on our side. And history shows us that the 36% who still don't believe in gay marriage will come around soon after the law is passed. We just need to get down to the hard realities of what will produce immediate change and then push those buttons. I founded Live and Let Love, a super PAC, to do that. Our goal is to pass a federal law legalizing gay marriage and a constitutional amendment asserting that all Americans are completely equal and granted the same rights and access to the same institutions and tools to fulfill their human potential, regardless of sex, gender, or sexual orientation. We organize and manage the movement from laptops and libraries and garages across the country so the most money possible can go towards the cause. We will legalize gay marriage, continuing the American tradition of spreading equality to more and more of the country that will sustain the freedom of all Americans and cause ripples of liberty throughout the world. Because whether we like it or not, by existing in America and spending American money, we are building the country. The question is, consciously or unconsciously, what are we building? Will we spread equality because of you or in spite of you? If you have a special talent and some spare time, a family friend with a business that could use publicity, or a couple bucks burning a hole in your pocket, see me right now, or email me at devin@liveandletlove. Thank you.
Rise when I gave